because it would be discriminatory. We couldn't do for the 17 people one thing and for the 196 people something different. So if we were going to do something, it would have to be for all retirees. Just to answer Mr. Vino, just would remind him in the presentation, we talked about the 1986 date. And it is 1986 is when employees hired after 1986 are subject to the Medicare tax. I did not say that all employees pay the Medicare tax. Only those hired after 1986 are subject to the Medicare tax.
Mr. Castro.
Again, Catherine, I agree with Mr. Johnson that this is a very difficult part of town meeting. The unfortunate thing is, given the state of the economy and the state of the state and our country, we are going to have to continue to make very, very difficult choices as citizens and taxpayers. And none of us wants to make these decisions. None of us wants to hear how difficult it's going to be for a small number of people. But there are a few facts. We are not leaving these folks underinsured or uninsured. I think there's a lot of people in this room who have too much pride to get up and say that every one of us has been affected by health insurance increases, whether it's the loss of a job or co-pays that are no longer paid for by our employers. There's not one person in this room that has not been impacted by increases in health insurance. So this small group of people is not alone. We share the burden, and we're all having to deal with some very, very difficult realities because of the current state of affairs. In the last 9 years, health insurance costs in the town of Albright have gone from $1.9 million to $4.4 million, which represents what used to be 9 years ago, 5% of our budget is now 8% of our budget. And again, it's the second biggest budget, more so in larger than the DPW, the fire department, and the police department. That $37 million unfunded liability, I don't know about you, but it keeps me awake at night because there is no immediate or midterm or long-term way of addressing that issue. We have huge responsibilities looking forward to the future, and I know that this is a very difficult decision, and I have wrestled with it from the time that I learned about it. I've participated in as many meetings to learn as much as I can, and I don't know all the answers, but I am going to make a difficult choice to support this article tonight, and I hope that you will do the same.
Further discussion? Seeing none, this requires a majority vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Would my tellers please step forward? All those in favor, please raise your hands. Mr. Jones.
66, Mr. Monaco. 66.
Thank you. Mr. Gardino. 71. Mr. Norton. 75. All those opposed, please raise your hands. Mr. Jones.
16, Mr. Moderator, 1-6.
Mr. Gardino.
31.
Mr. Norton.
12. 1, 2.
Motion carries 212 to 59. Sir,
Dan Driscoll, 6 Westman Drive. Mr. Moderator, I move to reconsider Article 22.
we have a motion for reconsideration. If you vote yes for reconsideration, it can be brought up again. If you vote no for reconsideration, that's the end of it for this session of town meeting. All those in favor, everybody understands? All those in favor of reconsideration, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No. Motion fails. Article 23, Mr. Frisco.
They give the new guy a real big tough. I move to pass over Article 23.
We have a motion to pass over Article 23 as the Board of Selectmen wish to make a recommendation, Mr. Frisco.
We recommend.
The Finance Committee wish to make a recommendation.
Finance Committee recommends passing over.
Discussion? On the motion to pass over, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Article 24. Mr. Chairman, will you please maintain quiet in the hall? Mr. Yule.
Mr. Chairman, I move to raise the appropriate sum of $392,780 for the purpose of funding FY 2011 retirement obligations for town employees as specified in Article 24 as printed in the warrant.
Does the Board of Selectmen wish to make a recommendation? Mr. Yule.
Board of Selectmen recommend.
Does the Finance Committee wish to make a recommendation?
Finance Committee recommends.
Discussion. Mr. Yule.
Mr. Chairman and everyone, this article will provide limit obligations owed to employees who are retiring in FY 2011.
Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Article 25. Mr. Delaney.
Mr. Moderator, Article 25, funding FY 2010 solid deficit. I move that the town vote to transfer from free cash the sum of $193,131 to fund a deficit in the FY 2010 snow and ice budget as specified in Article 25 as printed in the warrant.
Does the Board of Selectmen wish to make a recommendation? Mr. Delaney.
Board of Selectmen unanimously recommends.
Mrs. Hilda.
Finance Committee unanimously recommends.
Discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Unanimous. Article 26. Mr. Messeri.
Mr. Moderator, I move to pass over Article 26.
The Board of Selectmen wish to make a recommendation. Mr. Messeri.
Board of Selectmen unanimously recommends.
Does the Finance Committee wish to make a recommendation?
Finance Committee unanimously recommends passing over.
Further discussion? Mr. Messeri.
Just as an explanation, this is an article that was put in case we had fund our unfunded retirement responsibilities.
Mr. Rowe?
Road, 61 Avenue. About 20 years ago, came before the town meeting. We had a chance to get money from the state, seed money, from the retirement fund, so it wouldn't be an unfunded liability. The reason we have 37 million unfunded liability in the town of North Reading is because we have not met our obligations to the pension fund and to the retirement obligations. This is what this is supposed to do. So therefore, when we talk about the future is that these retirement obligations are going to be greater and greater every year, and we're going to have less money to pay for. That's what this is supposed to do.